Alright, so we have a 2009 Audi A3, just base model, nothing fancy. So basically our complaint is key won't come out of the ignition, but we have all our P, R, and DS. Those are all illuminated. Car drives perfectly fine. There was a check engine light. I just cleared the codes because I wanted to see what code would come back, and I'm having an issue with the communications column, so that's what it was saying. So customers was having issues with the steering ignition before a week or two, that sometimes the key would start, sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes it would be too hard to get off, and now it's just completely messed up. These guys have a pin inside, and I know they get jammed up. I replaced a few on the VW Passats, so it was really not that hard. We're gonna have to take off this whole steering wheel apart, take off the steering wheel hub off, so we're gonna have to do all that. But see, the car won't turn off, so what we're gonna have to do is right here, it would have this plastic piece right here. We'll go ahead and take off that, take off this 15 amp fuse, pull that back, and then we'll just let the car stall out. If you want to speed the process, you can give it gas, but in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and then let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about this or how I did on this process. So we're gonna go ahead and give it some gas, and then once you start hearing it bob down, then just let go of the gas. And there you have it. Now we're gonna need to disconnect the battery, so we gotta pop open the hood. Here's the handle. So we're gonna go ahead and lift up the hood. There's a little handle. Now, normally the hood would stay up, but I don't have that. So right here's the battery. I'm just gonna go ahead and push this tab back up, lift up this area. Now we have access to our battery. Then you're going to use a 10mm to take off that bolt. This one's already loose. I'm going to put this guy back. Okay, so now we're back in the car. We let the car sit for 10 minutes just to let whatever energy that was in the airbag system, because we do not want this guy to deploy and damage our face. So we're going to go ahead and turn the steering wheel. We'll go ahead and turn it about 80 degrees. Then on the back, right here on the side where the pedal shifters, there's going to be two. So you're just going to kind of pop your nail in there or pull up a little bit on the back of that. And just pull these guys right out. There's two of them. So I'm going to do one side at a time. And then this is going to take a T27. These are going to be these little star shapes. So we'll go ahead and put that right in there. It'll sit right there. If you want to see how exactly it looks like. So right there is where the bolt's going to be at. So again, I'm trying to record this to my best of ability, just with the equipment that I have. So we're going to do this on both sides. So I'm going to turn the steering wheel. After I take this bolt, we're going to turn it all the way to back again on the opposite side, and then go from right there and take off the other bolt. So now we're going to go ahead and take off our airbag. I'm going to try to do this the best I can with just one hand. So we'll have this guy right there. So we're going to have one that's going to go to the steering. It's like a little clock spring. That's what they'll call it. So we'll just kind of pull this orange tab back. pull this back, and then you can just pull that guy right out. And then same thing for this. You just kind of pull this away. This will control the electronics right here in the system. So there's actually a special tool for this. So all the for the keys. But I'm gonna be using a T55. So we'll go ahead and use that. That fits in perfect too. But we're just not using all the teeth. So you might have a chance of stripping it out. So just be warned of that. Now you can either use a breaker bar if you don't want to damage the threads, but keep in mind that the steering wheel is going to be spinning off, so you got to hold that in place. So now right here, you can mark this or you can leave it unmarked. It's already marked. We're going to go ahead and leave that off. Oh, sorry, we're gonna go ahead and leave that unmarked because it already has its own mark, but for conscience, if you wanted to mark it, you can use whiteout. We'll pull back the steering wheel. Now we have better access. So we'll go ahead and pop this guy right off. And right here, under the steering column, we have one 20mm T5. So we'll go ahead and just take off that screw that's right there. Now we have this guy off. We pulled this. So you're going to pull this top piece up first. And then there's going to be these notches that are right here. Those will sit up. So don't pull this side up. So you want to pull this side up first. And then we'll go ahead and take off these bolts with the T20. And remember, try to keep this guy as centered as possible. So if we wanted to take this out, since the key doesn't remove, we'd have to pop this whole bottom bezel. But since I kind of came across this before with another car, I learned a little technique. Right there, that you see that little pin, you can push that out with the bobby pin. So like with this guy right here, we can push that out with that. Or we can use a pick. I'm gonna try to see if I can use the pick. Now be careful, make sure you don't lose that pin. Turn on the light. All right. So that pin just fell down, and now the key comes out like that. Now here's the pin. This sucker is very small and easy to lose, so we don't want to lose that. We'll set that. I'm just going to put it in the boot cover with the others. And then we'll just go ahead and pop this guy down. So one thing I forgot to mention, we got to take off the steering lock column plastic. So you're going to use a T27. Just take off both of these screws. And then you just pull back, keep these screws together because they are a little bit different. So remember, pull it back. Now this guy will come right out. So now we're going to be taking off this bolt. This is going to be a T8. Then we're going to go ahead and take off this sticker. And then this guy, you're just going to pull it down. But before that, you're going to have to take off the connectors that are on it. You're going to have this connector that's right there, the airbag connector. Just going to pull back that tab. Well, if that guy's becoming a pain in the butt to take off, don't worry. We'll just pop off the other clip. So this one was just a little bit pain in the butt. So you have to get something wedged in between here. So you need to pop this red piece back first, the safety clip, and then you can press down on that and then pull back. As for the airbag, kind of having a hard time with that. So we'll just go ahead and just pull this guy down and just leave that connector on. So just pull down, wiggle it. Well, this guy got jammed up, but these are the clips that I'm talking about. So normally you just kind of pull them back. I haven't found out a really good, easy way just to pull these guys out, so sorry for not showing a good demonstration on that. But if you guys do know, comment below, let me know on that. Then this guy should just slide right off. So right here you have two tabs, one on each side. That will be clipped in right there. We'll lift those up and then it should come off. Remember, try to keep this guy still. Then these two should just slide right out. Alright, so right here there's a little wire. We're going to go ahead and just pull back that wire so it's not in the way. And then we'll pull off this guy first. So remember, just keep this in a safe spot. We'll put this right next to the clock spring right there. Now we can just go ahead and slide these guys right out. There's one fastener clip right here. You'll pull that guy down, and then, or no, that's the connector itself. So right here, there's a little tab. We'll just pull that guy back. Just kind of wedge something in there. And then this guy should just come out now. We'll keep this on that side right there. And then same thing for this side. It's just a little bit slightly different. I'll put that on that side right there so we know we have everything in order. Now we have more access to this guy. This is gonna be the best part, the fun part. It's gonna be the most work. So at this point we're gonna need to cut these guys off right here. So there's one on each side. Alright, so the tools I'm going to be using of what the space that I have. I went to go buy this drill set. I think it was like $7 with the 20% discount code. And I already had this guy prior before, the extractor screw set. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill the hole and then extract the screw. So we're gonna try to get one that fits close as possible. I already took one out. So I'm gonna be, and then the tool I'm gonna be using is a snap-on impact wrench or a gun. Now you can, at this point, you either use an angle grinder. If you have air tool, the angle grinder will actually be perfect just to drill in that point. But I know Harbor Freight does have a similar gun to this. I think it was like $70 or $80 between that. So I did see that there, so you could probably buy it and just return it if it doesn't work out, or maybe use it for future jobs. But if you have something like this small and convenient, it should work out. So I'm gonna try with that and see if it works out. If not, I gotta go see if I can find an adapter for my impact wrench. Also keep in mind, you might want to put a rag just for whatever metal debris is going to be coming out. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now what I'm doing is I'm making like a guide point for the drill bit so it doesn't drill right off. We just kind of want to go in one way. I probably went around this much, that deep. So I'm gonna bump it up a size. I'm gonna go to 7/64s. Just make that hole slight bigger. But the one that I was using was 3/32. So there you have it. We have that bolt. Now if you want to get this guy off, I'm going to go ahead and get some pliers, and then we're just going to tighten it up and it should slide right out just like that. So get rid of that guy and then go on with the next. So we're gonna start off with the 3/32 and then go with the 7/64s. And then we'll just tap it again. So now we'll go ahead and disconnect our connectors. And then for right here, go ahead and just release this tab that's right there. Open that up. So now let's say if your key's still stuck in there, you might need to like bang it out or something. This one had a lock mechanism right here. You take that out sometimes. There's a little pin that's right here in the center of this guy that kind of like sticks out a little bit, and then that guy gets jammed up. And then that's what kind of prevents the key from either coming out or moving. So see how right now it doesn't want to come out, so you just kind of tilt it back and forth or play with this guy. But And if it still doesn't come out, you can actually, I think, pop this guy off and then drill out this piece that's over here. But oh my god, this sucks. I was just only showing this for demonstration purposes. Let's see. Got it out. So what I did was that I put it, see right now, like it's locked, it doesn't want to go all the way to turn. I got this guy and then I put it upside down and then I banged right there. So just in case, you got to play with it, just be patient if you don't want to get into all of that sorts of mess. So now here's our new part. Here's the part number right here. I believe it's the AB. Yeah, I believe it's this one right here. So that would be the part number. Now don't cycle this yet. If you cycle this, you'll have an issue. I learned that, I think, the first time I did that. Now we're gonna have to move everything over from the old one to the new one. Now when you usually have this issue, this guy will get damaged. You could put a paper clip and switch this over to this new assembly if this is not damaged. But if it is damaged, then, you know, why not? But you can get a key made one for like $100 and I think $20 from the dealership. So that's plug and play. Yeah, these are the part numbers that I used for the steering lock and all that. So just right there. So just in case you need those part numbers, they're right there of the ones that I'm using. I'm getting new bolts. Now here's the new piece. We're basically just gonna slide this guy in right here. I believe we gotta do it with the key in. And we gotta turn it a certain amount of ways, I believe. All right. So you're gonna want to turn it to where this, let me show you on the old one. So right there, there's that little notch. So you want to turn the key until that notch lines up with this hole, and then that's how you can go ahead and insert it and put a little force onto it. Now we're going to go ahead and put back on our piece. Oh, before we do that, make sure you transfer this guy. So now that we got that clipped in, we'll just go ahead and slide this guy right in. Now these are torqued to snap, so you keep bolting these guys down until they snap. You don't have to use these. You can actually buy other bolts And the bolt that I'm going to be using is going to be an E8. Now we can go ahead and release the key. So there you have it. But make sure you tighten that down. Now before you do the torque to snap, make sure you both are pretty centered. Kind of wiggle it. And then we'll just keep pulling away. There you have it, that one snapped. Now we'll go back with the install. So the cable right here, we're gonna go ahead and put this around the area. So make sure you connect it first. And then note to yourself, tap this guy out just in case if any metal particles are around there. We don't want that stuff firing anything. Now you don't have to take off all of this. I'm just only doing it because the bottom piece I was having a hard time disconnecting the airbag piece. So now we'll go ahead and connect the bottom piece. Inspect the area, make sure no wires are pinched. So when you're putting this guy in, make sure that the notches go inside first. So at this point, this is where we need to be pretty cautious. Again, we got to make sure the screwdriver lines up with the... I actually kind of spoke too soon. Let's see. So I'll make sure this guy's centered. I'll center this. This is going to line up with the steering wheel, and then we need to line up with our mark. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So this either goes one over to the left or one over to the right, but it was one over to the left, so that's how I'm going to keep it. Now for this guy, make sure that this guy's in here. We don't want this guy spinning around. We want our clip connector inside right there. Now I don't know the torque spec for that, but that's something you're gonna have to figure out. I'll just use the impact gun. Then we're gonna connect this guy first. And then our airbag. Make sure that the battery's not connected. You're just gonna push right in until it clips. Then get the airbag, push right in. Then we're gonna turn the steering wheel. Since it's locked, put our key on the on position. Turn it. At this point, once you're done, put on your negative cable. Tighten it down. Again, that's a 10mm. We'll put on our battery cover. And then don't forget to put back in your fuse. I believe that's 28. No, that's going to be 27. So fuse 28, fuse 27, put back that in. That's 15 amp. And then your car will start. Get the keys in there. So, see if this works. Well, it does work. I know. And bam, just like that. So if this video helped you out, again, give it a thumbs up, comment below, and then hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And thanks for watching.